Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respectful students, viewers of the channel, those who are contemplating, considering joining the Arabic Reading 101 program, I welcome you all to this brief video in which I just want to give you guys an idea on how we will be approaching the first book, which is uh, a part of our syllabus for the Arabic Reading 101 program. And as some of you might know, the first book which we will be reading, studying, and analyzing, inshallah ta'ala, to develop reading skills is ut-Talibīn by Allama Ashiq Ilahi al-Barni. So number one, before I get to the book, the Arabic Reading 101 program has been designed for those students who want to take their Arabic reading to the next level. It's also designed for those students who want to get into a habit of reading and those who need some guidance on how they can become better independent readers of the Arabic language so that they can access the classical works, the Turath al-Islami. They can access those works, they can read them and benefit from them, insha'Allah ta'ala. Our goal is to help you reach your goal, insha'Allah ta'ala, to help you get closer to it, to help you uh, in the best of ways to try to help you reach that goal, which is a noble goal. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us all successful as far as our goals for the dunya and akhirah are concerned. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. So I have mentioned in previous videos that there are some prerequisites for those students who want to join the program. You should have studied a basic text in Arabic grammar, Nahu Mir, Al-Ajurrumiyyah, or the equivalent of that. If you've studied more than that, it's even better. If you've studied some sarf, excellent. But what you need is you need to have some knowledge of grammar. And for those who haven't studied sarf, inshallah ta'ala, there's an announcement which I want to make, which is that I will make the Sarf Baha'i course available bi'idhnillahi ta'ala free of cost for the students who will be joining this program, insha'Allah ta'ala. So that program will be like an add-on for those who join this course. They can also go through Sarf Baha'i, insha'Allah ta'ala, which I explained in 7 lessons. It explains the essentials of sarf, which you need. So inshallah ta'ala, those who want to do that, they can take that course as well by signing up for this one. Now, the first book which we will be going through is ut-Talibīn, and it's a collection of ahadith. It's a collection of ahadith taken from Mishkatul Masabih, the famous collection. We are going to use it as a reader to, number one, learn essential reading skills. And I'm going to talk in a bit more detail about what we mean by reading skills. Because every book that has been selected for the program has been selected for a reason. It is there for a reason, to help you gain a certain skill, to help you practice a certain type of reading, to help you attain a certain type of vocabulary, and so on and so forth. Another reason why we're using ut-Talibīn is because ut-Talibīn is used as a text to teach basic grammatical analysis as well. In fact, it is one of the main texts taught after a student has studied a primer in Nahu. They're taught ut-Talibīn, and they do grammatical analysis of it with the teacher to learn basic grammatical analysis. And our aim will be to learn grammatical analysis, i'rab, to aid your reading of Arabic texts, insha'Allah ta'ala. Now, I'm going to talk more about the grammatical analysis part as well, but first let's talk about the essential reading skills which we are trying to develop. Now, if you have a look at pretty much, I'd say any uh, book on English language teaching, it will mention three major reading skills, right? You have reading for gist, reading for specific information, and intensive reading. This is how we were taught how to teach as far as reading English was concerned. Of course, we don't have mutun in English, and we don't really have that aspect of grammatical analysis in English either. Um, that's a bit different, but this is how reading skills are broken down. They're broken down into these three major skills. All right. And we're trying to apply some of the concepts here. So reading for gist basically is that you read a passage and you're able to understand the main idea of the passage, even if you don't understand every single word and every single sentence. Reading for specific information is that you are able to look for specific information and understand how it has been used in that specific context in the text, right? So key dates, key names, perhaps key concepts, for example. That's reading for specific information. It's also called scanning in the technical lingo, the technical jargon is called scanning as well. And you have intensive reading, in-depth reading, also called deep reading, where you are reading a text in depth, as the name suggests. So what we want to get you to a level, inshallah ta'ala, whereby you're able to read text comfortably, you're able to understand the main ideas, you're able to look for specific information, and you're also able to hopefully understand inferences, implications within texts, what is being implied. You can infer things from the texts. You can understand what is being said literally and what is not. And of course, that's going to require some things beyond level one as well, because level one is just going to be, it's just going to help you gain that essential vocabulary and an understanding of the sentence structure and how it works. Um, and of course, you'll be able to, inshallah ta'ala, understand for gist and beyond that, inshallah ta'ala. The goal of level one is to get you to get you to a stage where you're able to read for gist, inshallah ta'ala. You're able to look for specific information, and to the point that you're able to understand complete texts. You will also be assigned homework. Different articles will be assigned as homework to you, conversations, etc., to read on your own, and you have to do that. If you do everything that is given to you as homework, you do everything in class, inshallah ta'ala, by the end of level one, you'll be very close or much closer to being able to read a text at a deeper level, not with all of what is required in in-depth reading, because that requires not just consistency in reading and reading a lot of material and a lot of varied material. It also requires time. Uh, but within the time limit that we have set for ourselves, inshallah ta'ala, we want to get you to a level where you're able to pick pretty much any text, and you're able to understand the essential meanings of the text in Arabic, pick up a newspaper, pick up a novel, pick up another book, right? Our education is not going to be focused on MSA only. There will be articles and different things that are going to be given to you, which will be in modern standard Arabic, but there's a lot of classical Arabic as well. So inshallah ta'ala, you will be much closer to in reading classical texts independently as well, bi'idhnillahi al-kareem. So those are the three essentially reading skills that we want to develop as we go along. Now, okay, this picture, please ignore it. I forgot to change that uh, in the presentation. But just ignore that. This is the part which is relevant. Grammatical analysis. Okay. Uh, of course, we can imagine ourselves as being as skillful as the skateboarder. If we are able to grammatically analyze something successfully. So I guess it does work out at the end. Okay, grammatical analysis. Now, when I say grammatical analysis, I don't want reading for us to turn into this tedious activity where we're going into the nitty-gritty of every single element of grammatical analysis. Your reading should be natural, right? And when a native Arab reads an Arabic text, whether it's classical or whether it's an MSA, they're not, mubtada, khabar, okay, na'at, they're not always doing it, right? Of course, with classical texts, with mutun, with larger shuruhat, with complex classical texts, that knowledge and the ability to do that is very important. And you can clearly see the difference between a reader who knows his stuff, he has a working knowledge of grammar, and a good vocabulary bank, and a reader who has a good vocabulary bank but doesn't have a good working knowledge of grammar. You can you can see the difference between them and in their level of understanding and so on and so forth. And it's, I mean, it's obvious, right? So we want to learn grammatical analysis to support natural reading. So we want you to read the text in a natural way, but also when you come across complex passages, you're able to figure out where the subject is, where the object is, where the mubtada is, where the khabar is, where the na'at is, for example, if there is one. Whether a particular word being used as a maf'ul mutlaq or hal or tamyiz, etc., you're able to tell the difference because it has a clear effect on meaning. So you should be able to figure out main grammatical functions, and not just that. You should there's a level of inter sentence i'rab, an understanding of how sentences work together. And there's also so there's inter-sentence i'rab, there's intra-sentence i'rab. There are times where a word is occupying a particular grammatical function or is performing a particular grammatical function. It's the khabar of one word is the khabar. Uh, like Khalidun mujtahidun, for example. Mujtahidun is the khabar. Sometimes a whole sentence is a khabar, right? Like Khalidun dhahaba ila suq, right? So the jumla fi'liya is the khabar of the mubtada there. So being able to understand things like that, I think, is important if you want to become strong readers. So inshallah ta'ala, for that purpose, Zad ut-Talibīn is the first book. We'll work on grammatical analysis. We'll start working on our reading skills that I've mentioned. And then we'll continue to work on those reading skills as we go through with each book, inshallah ta'ala. So we'll start off with Zad. We'll do some i'rab of Quranic verses. And through those Quranic verses, we will be learning essential vocabulary as well. Through Zad al-Talibin, we will be learning essential vocabulary as well, which will is important for us. You'll be given homework, conversations, essays, articles, portions of books to read as well, inshallah ta'ala, on your own to develop that habit, to practice parsing on your own, inshallah ta'ala, as well. And there will be, of course, reading in the class. Zad al-Talibin is a book that we will cover in class, and then all the other books mentioned in the syllabus, we will cover them in class, inshallah ta'ala, and the homework is separate from that. So the homework will be given to you as well. And after that, there is an optional study of Sharh Miyat Amil for those that want to go deeper into grammatical analysis. And then we'll start off with Qisas al-Nabiyyin, and then we'll do al-Qira'at al-Rashida. And at that point, we will not be stopping at every single sentence and doing i'rab of it, because it will be assumed that you can already parse the basic sentences. Wherever things seem difficult, inshallah ta'ala, that's where we can, parse. But like I said, we want to develop the ability to read naturally, to develop such a vocabulary bank we're able to understand things and at the same time have a working knowledge of grammar, inshallah ta'ala. So I hope that this answers some questions, and I hope to see you all in our class. Ta'ala. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum.